Thank you for joining us on this podcast. So I was actually going through your profile. You have kind of worked across multiple industries, ranging from public sector to IT services to automotive and industrial engineering to telecom and media technology. So, sir, why not you take our audience through your entire journey of your career and help us understand how did you transition from one industry to the other?
I joined from campus after my BTech in a public sector company called CMC Limited. That is the only public sector company which was working as a public sector, only IT company. So there I was working for 8 years, and my clients were on the public sectors like SAIL, NTPC, Balco, Coal India, and all that. Later, that CMC Limited was taken over by TCS. Then I switched company after it got privatized. I switched the different companies, lot new technologies, and I always like to get updated and future ready. So I read a lot through the different social media, different training platforms, what are the upcoming technologies, and I prepare myself as well as my organization to be future ready what is coming in the next.
Great, sir. So we'll start with the first topic that we have, sir. So, since you have been a part of an organization which was into, so you have worked inside automotive and industrial engineering, and you were quite instrumental in the digital transformation of the automotive and manufacturing space. So, sir, tell us a few technologies which you felt that have really helped the automotive industries in terms of digitalizing it, and how was your experience with them? How did you implement them? Also talk about some gaps that you felt which can be bridged by the new technology interventions.
Yeah. So automotive industry is something which is very mechanical. So they have different machineries and all that. So there are two things. One is the hardware part, one is the software part. So hardware part we cannot do much because it is mechanical, except introducing some robotic processes, some electronic devices we can include like sensors, transducers, data acquisition systems and all that. But the main part is the how to when we manufacture any automotive equipment or any device, so how to make it very smooth so that the company will be very productive in delivering those type of products. So for that, we did a digital transformation initiative in the company. We use the complete new modern technologies, starting from the big data, data analytics, smart technologies till the IoT. So after introduction of the IoT and the robotics in the mechanical parts, really it helped the end consumers as well as the manufacturer.
Tell us about a few technology or tools that you use there, sir, which can actually help the other people also.
No, generally we took the development of the new technologies like embedded or for mechanical, the process engineering, the robotics. So those are the different advanced technologies which I can tell to the people which will help in growing the automotive industry. But the main part of it is the IT, where we included how to gather the data, how to analyze the data, how we can increase the customer satisfaction. So such type of initiatives we did. And we encourage there is a concept called Kaizen, which helps in the continuous improvement of the organization. So that Kaizen can be anything. It is a new innovative idea
Yes.
from a very small to a very large. So whenever it comes to a mind, maybe a sweeper of the company, they also can contribute to any innovative idea for the company. So we encourage that, and many of the times we got awarded by the CII for the Kaizen events. So it is a continuous improvement which helps the innovation, and ultimately innovation lays the technology.
You have also been a part of industries like, retail, edtech, healthcare, BFSI. So we'll start with, say, retail, sir.
So there are a lot of CRM technologies. There are a lot of uh, uh, technologies which will help in sales and marketing. The manufacturing part is the different. So as I told before, but when it comes to the sales, marketing, inventory management, of management type of activities, So there are a lot of technologies coming up like Salesforce, different ERPs, which help us in gathering the data from the clients, gathering the data from the sales agents and marketing people. And also we can maintain the stocks and inventories according to the different seasonary fluctuations of the customer demands and the geographical areas, the different segments of the consumers. Suppose, for example, if you put a uh, ice cream parlor or chocolate shop in front of a school or a playgroup, that will run very fast.
Right. Yes. Yes.
So, because the age group of the consumers at that geographical area, they are inclined to that. So, if we put something a rice shop in front of a school, probably it will not help in growing the business,
Yes.
right? So, similarly, if we sell ice cream in the winter season, that will not help.
Yes.
So there are different aspects of the retail and sales where we need to keep in mind what is the real need of the consumer. So such type of technologies that help in maintaining the stock inventories in the different geographical locations as per the customer demands. And it will predict also in the use of the different AI technologies,
Yes.
it can predict how much inventory you need to keep for ice cream in winter because there are some parties may happen in winter. If you don't keep in my screen in that particular area, probably you will not get business. So how much you need to maintain an inventory which will be sufficient to cater to the customer at that particular time. So such type of things you can do with.
This was very insightful, sir. And as I can see that, you have also helped solve a lot of problems in terms of, consumer goods distribution and retail execution. Yes, sir, if you could help us understand a few problems which these consumer brands face or retailers face, in making sure that their operations are running smoothly.
So the end-to-end supply chain what we have
Yes.
that has many loopholes and many problems. For example, a stock is sales agent go to a retail shop, deliver the goods, okay, and we don't know how much he delivered. Or
Yes.
really he has gone there or not. Okay. So there are different applications which will so for example, if we introduce a snapshot in front of the shop, he need to keep a picture, okay, in front of the shop and put a timestamp so that we can be assured he has really gone there. So such type of small innovations will help a lot in different areas.
But now, sir, from the product side, we will move on to the enterprise side, sir. So, since you have worked across various organizations and you have also worked with very big organizations as well. So, with your, cross-functional experience, what are a few critical enablers to drive adoption of new age technology with the traditional enterprises? जो अभी legacy systems पे they have to migrate towards new age technology solution. उसमें क्या-क्या factors मतलब होते हैं sir, उनको transition करने के?
So, for example, the foremost factor what I feel is the budget. That is the most important thing. We
Right.
should afford it, right? It is very expensive to upgrade. And as you know, IT is something which is a service sector. It is not the core sector. So, if, for example, a car maker or one car manufacturer will go for IT upgradation only when he has the lot of profit, right? So he need to have the budget for the IT. So the budget is the foremost thing. Unless we have budget and money, probably we cannot upgrade the legacy systems. Second thing is that the willingness. So when there are some cultural changes, cultural factors involved in that, some of the people they become thinking in a very differently. We if we implement this, something will happen. As I can give an example.
Yes.
When I was in CMC, okay, we implemented one product called truck dispatch system, operator independent truck dispatch system. So inside the coal mines, there are a lot of dumpers, big trucks, those are called dumpers in the coal mines. They move inside the coal mines. So it is something like a GPS system what we have currently. At that time, GPS was not there. So when the car moves or the dumper moves inside the coal mines, do a trip, bring some coal, dump it somewhere else. Okay. So we monitor at the control room with help of that product, with help of that software. But what happened previously, the uh, drivers were very corrupted. You know the public sector
Yes.
things. So what they do a two trip, okay, and they tell it 20 trips. and keep the money. So when they knew that one product is coming up or software is getting implemented in Coal India, which will count their real trips. They cannot fool the people. "Okay, we have 20 trips."
Yes.
They came with knives and swords in front of us. You will not let this happen. So such type of cultural things, particularly in Ceylon, Gale, trucks are moving in the roads. When I went there and gave a demo to the traffic people, this way you can monitor the trucks. They told you when we will get money, we will collect money from the truck drivers on the mid of the road as drive. Will it be visible at the control? So such type of cultural things occurs, which is a very big hindrance to the upgradation of the systems. Then another factor may be the privacy. So lot of private data will be exposed. So there is confidentiality which will be hampered. Okay. And nowadays there is a very big rate of cyber attacks. Okay. So previously the banks were getting robbed, but nowadays the robbers don't need to go to the banks. They can hack the account and get the money, right? So such type of activities which is hindering in the implementing the new technology.
Right, sir. This is very insightful, sir. And since you have already you have you have worked in both the countries, sir. Like, see, so you have worked in the MENA markets, you have worked in the India markets. So how do you see the difference, in terms of technology adoption and innovation priorities, in companies operating in in both the markets, like?
Nowadays, particularly in the Middle East, they are investing a lot. That particular geographical area is booming a lot. Nowadays, if you see Saudi, Qatar, or Dubai, all these areas, they are very liberal in terms of the technology. And they really want to grow. They know that one day the oil will be finished. Okay, so after that, what will happen? So they want to be future ready for that, and they really want to be advanced. We are talking of the AI. When I go to Dubai and all, I see the real implementation of AI in their day-to-day life. The driverless monorails. So such type of things we develop, but we don't implement in India because of, as I told, cultural changes and there are fear among the people. So Middle East is growing very vibrant, and as you know, European countries, they are very liberal and they are very adaptive, and they are also previously UK was taking the lead.
Yes.
They were preparing the concepts and giving the work to India. Nowadays, we are developing for the other European countries like Netherlands, Denmark, and all these countries. They are very much interested to adopt the new technologies.
Really? So, sir, so suppose some,
Can you repeat the question from the beginning?
I will repeat it, sir. So suppose an enterprise is looking to explore new age digital technology solutions अपने process को improve करने के लिए, operational efficiency के लिए, but still one of the major challenges which they face is defining their requirements. मेरा actual requirement है के according मुझे किस type का solution देखना होगा। वो requirement अच्छे से नहीं define होने के कारण decisions गलत हो जाते हैं। उसको कैसे companies avoid करें, requirements अच्छे से define कैसे करें companies, they start exploring the digital solutions?
There are two things. In the traditional way of implementing the software development process, we were defining the requirement at the beginning. Lot of brainstorming, lot of historical data, lot of expertise were required for that. But nowadays, after we come to the agile methodologies, the requirement keeps on changing. So we don't know. Suppose we develop a product which will be used after 5 years, or because the big program with the development itself will take 5 years. We don't know what will happen after 5 years, right? So the requirements keeps on changing. So in that case, what happens? Suppose we wanted to make a Maruti 800 and we end up in making a bicycle, then we converted it to a Ferrari. So such things happens, though it is a very time consuming as well as very expensive process, but still Ferrari is much better than the Maruti 800 what we wanted, right? So that way the things are evolving with the agile technologies and agile methods and different adaptive processes. There are a lot of tools coming up in terms of tracking and devising the different requirements. And nowadays, when there is a big program, lot of solution architects, business analysts, they are doing very heavily doing the brainstorming and making the requirements. But nowadays, the things has been changed. The requirements is not fixed at the beginning, and it keeps on changing.
Yes. So, so requirements keeps on changing, and then ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस आर ट्रैप्ड इन काइंड ऑफ ए डोल्ड्रम, जहाँ पे और टेक्नोलॉजी भी बहुत फास्ट चेंज। तो सपोज राइट नाउ वी डिफाइंड रिक्वायरमेंट कि मुझे ये चाहिए, अभी 2 months के एनालिसिस के देन द रिक्वायरमेंट्स चेंज, and then they start exploring some other product, which can kind of fulfill. So the fast change of technology is, sir, or requirements on the other side. What do you think organizations should do in order to, make sure that decisions are taken fast and, better outcomes are attained?
So for that reason, you need to have the clients, I mean, the person who gives the order, the person who prepares the requirement, he should be very much confident about the requirement. And most importantly, he should be very much educated to know about the different technologies and feasibility of the product. What he thinks should be feasible, right? So we cannot go to moon with a bicycle, right?
Yes.
So if you go to a bicycle, you need a space plan
Right.
for that. So your vision should be very much clear. And when you prepare a requirement, it should be collaborative approach. It should not be one man's decision to do something. It should be a collaborative approach. And the person who devises the requirement, he should be very much educated.
Right, sir. Sir, there is one more question which is there, is that if you see all the big enterprises, उनके कुछ अपने इनकम्बेंटेड वेंडर्स होते हैं जो उनके साथ सालों से काम कर रहे हैं, एंड फॉर एवरी डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन नीड्स, the first organization that these enterprises approach will be those incumbent vendors. But many a times it has been seen is that these incumbent vendors may not be competent enough, in order to identify कि जो न्यू एज टेक्नोलॉजी सॉल्यूशंस है, उस केस में जो नए टेक्नोलॉजी सॉल्यूशंस है जिनको काफी डिफिकल्टी होती है बड़े इंटरप्राइजेस को मतलब अप्रोच करने में, उनको कन्विंस करने में, तो आपका क्या सजेशन रहेगा सर उन उन टेक्नोलॉजी प्रोडक्ट्स के लिए? हाउ कैन दे अप्रोच?
But nowadays, a lot of startup companies has come up with a lot of new ideas, new innovations, new way of implementing the things. Okay. And they don't have any operational cost. I mean, they don't keep 1,000 of HRs, 5,000 number of finance people. So operation cost is very minimum. And they take the people for a project, and after the completion of the project, they fire the people. So they don't have any obligation to the resources also, right? So that way they are doing much better than the traditional companies, big companies who are implementing the things since long time. So that has happened particularly after COVID, when there are a lot of money, lot of capital, lot of cash were flowing across the market, and everybody was just throwing the money to get a resource.
Yes, sir.
Somebody who has done it just by knowing the name of pandas or NumPy or machine learning, just words. They were charging 5 years experience, you are charging 50 lakhs.
Yeah.
But such type of people are nowhere in the market, right?
Yes.
So that is the issue which happened after COVID. Everybody knows that. And probably the current crisis in IT market is because of that. So the companies cannot tolerate that. So they are getting project. So they are keeping the people for 50 lakhs. But once the project is over, what they will do? And nowadays the companies, manufacturers, OEMs, they are not ready to give much IT budget, right?
Yes.
So the companies, big companies who are giving less salary and huge number of people, they are suffering because of that, because of the marginal cost.
Yes.
The margin what they get is very less. So because of that, last statement are getting hampered because of that. So this what it will be marginal. It is a demand supply type of things. When the demand goes up and the supply is less, probably the resources will get very high salary and get absorbed. But what will have after that?
Yes.
They will be removed from the market, right? So it will be balanced automatically, what I feel. So now there is a very big tough time since last 3, 4 years for the big IT companies, but I think it will be streamlined.
Also seen is that the bigger IT companies are also doing partnerships with the niche solutions, inside the market. They are also exploring them and they are partnering. तो उस टाइप के मॉडल में ये फायदा होता होगा कि जैसे मान लीजिए टीसीएस है, अब ये छोटे स्टार्टअप को इतने लॉट ऑफ क्लाइंट्स तक तो ये आसानी से पहुंच नहीं पाएंगे, बट इफ दे कैन पार्टनर विद टीसीएस एंड ऐड वैल्यू टू देयर एग्जिस्टिंग, मे बी टीसीएस के थ्रू ये लोग वहां पे पहुंच जाए, तो उसको पता नहीं सर इसको बोलते हैं शायद, मतलब सिस्टम इंटीग्रेटर का कंसेप्ट बोलते हैं। तो वहां पे सर जो इंटरप्राइजेस है वो भी अपने जो जैसे बड़े बड़े वेंडर्स हैं उनको प्रमोट कर रहे हैं कि आप जाओ मार्केट में, आप देखो नए नए क्या क्या सोल्यूशन है, आपके साथ तो काम कर ही रहे हैं, तो आपके थ्रू आएगा तो ज्यादा अच्छा रहेगा।
The merger and acquisitions, that is part of the market. And it is part of the debate. It is not only in IT, it happens in every sector. And that's the way TCS took over our CMC, which is the public sector, right? So CMC was working in a different sector and clients were different, but TCS had all the US clients and UK clients. And CMC had only presence in India, all the public sectors. But they thought if there is a potential in that company in those areas. So they acquired them and they got a lot of contracts from the government also after that. Right? So merger and acquisitions help, and it is very big analysis is required to do that. Whether it will fit in our culture, our type of work. One car maker cannot acquire a IT company, right? It is tough. Rather, he can have a subsidiary IT company which will help them in preparing the IT solutions for them. So similarly, a lot of concepts are there, and it is part of the industry, and it is growing now.
Sir, you have also been a part of the QA space, quality and all that. So उसमें क्या-क्या नए टेक्नोलॉजीज आ रहे हैं सर? आगे क्या स्कोप है उनका? If you can throw some light on that.
Yeah. So QA is a space which has been underestimated since long time. Okay. So there are multiple things. For example, if we give an example, the products from Japan and the products from China. So when you see China, the day before yesterday, there is a news that Pakistan purchased some radars from the China and it did not recognize the missiles that are coming to Pakistan, right? So unless you taste something and be sure it will work, just selling to the people, it is something like a use and throw concept. So testing is really required to do that, to make a very vigorous and robust product for the client. That is really important. And nowadays, all the different automation tools, freeware tools are coming in the market. Every day, new tool is coming up to do the automation testing, performance engineering, security testing, accessibility testing. There are new types of testings are also coming up. We are not confined within the manual testing or automation or security or anything. So there are new concepts of testing are coming up, new tools are coming up, and probably nowadays we can copy paste the code into our code base. So probably if you see the GitHub and the Copilot and all that, there are a lot of codes are readily available, which makes the developers uh, less required. What we can see in the market. Everybody is telling that AI is coming up. So developers may not be required. After some days, their jobs will be taken away and all that. But the code you can copy paste, the code you can get from Copilot. But what about the testing? It will be a bias. If there is a code which is available already, and it should suit our requirement, right? It is not that whatever code is there, we'll just copy and give it to the client. We need to make sure that whatever code is there, that is compatible to our requirement. It is bug free. So after that, the QA comes in actually really. But they need to be very competent and they need to be very up to the mark, up to the market with the new technologies. They should know the code and then they should test it.
राइट सर। सर ये टेस्टिंग वाले जो सेगमेंट है आपने बताया कि देयर आर लॉट ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स दैट हैज कम इन फॉर वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ टेस्टिंग, राइट फ्रॉम पेनिट्रेशन टेस्टिंग टू मोबाइल ऐप टेस्टिंग। भी सर इतना क्लटर हो गया है कि इतने सारे प्रोडक्ट्स आ गए हैं सारे डोमेन्स में, तो कैसे इवैल्यूएट करें? मतलब जैसे अगर आपको आज एक कोई टेस्टिंग टूल सर मतलब अगर अगर परचेज करना है अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए, सो व्हाट विल बी योर वे टू इवैल्यूएट दीज टूल्स? बिकॉज सब कुछ सेम ही लगता है, जैसे 5-6 प्रोडक्ट्स हैं, ऑल ऑफ देम सीम सिमिलर, सो हाउ डू वी you kind of will evaluate them?
There are multiple ways. The first and foremost thing, as I told in the beginning, is the budget. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So if you have money, you can buy a robust tool, commercial tool, give the license first, buy it, and be happy.
और दूसरा ये इन टूल्स ने आपके सिमिलर कंपनीज में काम किया है कि नहीं किया है, वो भी आप देखेंगे आई थिंक।
कंफर्टेबल हो जाता है, टेक्नोलॉजी के हिसाब से कंफर्टेबल हो जाता है, लेकिन there are multiple factors. What is the budget? Okay, if the project can afford the license, then it is well and good. There is no issue in that. Second thing is the freeware tool, open source tools. That is completely free of cost, but you need to be a little bit competent to handle that.
Yes.
You need to write code. Okay, you need to customize that. So only Selenium will not work. Selenium can work with help of Java and Python and all. So you should know Java, you should know Python. But when it comes to Tosca, which is a license tool, you don't need to know anything, right? So similarly, there are different aspects of choosing evaluating a tool. One is the budget, one is the skill set, what is required to use that tool, talent, what is used that tool, if they are available in your company or not, how secure that tool is. Suppose it can be very easily hacked by somebody, because nowadays the IT companies are giving a lot of importance to the security aspect of the code and all that, right? Yeah. So the security comes into picture, then the customization, then the customer support. Like suppose I don't know how to use that, or there is a place where I am struggling to use that tool. I should get a support how to use that tool. It can be anyway. You can Google it. You can go to that site to go to the FAQ page or maybe the documentation page to know about it. But that should be available. If it is not available, and I spent 1 month time in developing a framework, and I'm stuck there after 1 month, I'm not getting any help, then it is a problem, right? So there should be support to that. So there are a lot of aspects are there in doing the tool evaluation.
नाउ माय लास्ट क्वेश्चन सर कि अगर आज आपको अगर आप एंटरप्रेन्योर बनते हैं एंड यू वांट टू डेवलप वन टूल और टेक्नोलॉजी तो कौन से स्पेस में काम करेंगे सर एंड व्हाट प्रॉब्लम विल यू बी लुकिंग टू सॉल्व
So if I will work probably IoT personally, if you will tell, IoT I have not done much, which I will be happy to do that. I have not yet touched that particular area of IoT. And there nowadays there are a lot of sectors, a lot of new technologies are coming up. Okay, so the everybody is telling artificial intelligence is the future, but how to implement that, to make a strategy of implementing the different technologies. Working in a technology is not much concern for me, rather than preparing a strategy will be more important for me. This is the requirement, this is the roadmap of the company, and like you told you which tool you will choose. There are a lot of tools available in the market. You need to choose the tool. That is the strategy. You need to choose the tool. So after so much experience, probably it will be better if somebody tells me, "Hey, come and tell me what I should do at this point of time." It may be aerospace, it may be space, it may be defense, it may be car maker, it may be retail, it may be banking, anything. But technology, it will come and go. Okay, today it is coming, tomorrow it will be old. But the strategy will make the things really happen. So that is the probably place what I will look for to prepare the strategy, technical strategy, technology strategy for a company. We want this maybe down the line of 10 years probably to help us. Because when we invest something, the ROI matters, return on investment. So that is more important. If we invest something and it doesn't help us, then it is a loss for us. So we need to get a return for that. So to get a return, you should have a vision what we should do. So that's what I want.
I got it, sir. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. It was an insightful discussion with you, and so many things came out, from your, prolific experience, right from India to Dubai. And I have seen very few profiles, sir, जिनका इतना diversified right? I think you did your graduation back in 1998, I think, right, sir? I think
97.
97, yes. So from 1997 to 2025, 28 साल में सर आपने 5-6 इंडस्ट्रीज तो
So that is my passion to change the technology, to change the company. So before retirement, my ambition was that yeah, I'll touch every aspect of the IT technologies. I will not leave anything. So because of that, I always change my environment. I changed my technologies. I changed the work culture of the company to learn new things, to make my horizon broader rather than thinking. Because when you have a diversified field, your thinking process will be different
yes,
than what somebody is doing 20 years in a single
right,
place or single technology. So 1 into 10 years is not same as 10 years, 10 into 1 year. So 1 into 10 is not same as 10 into 1.
right, sir. दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट सर आजकल के जनरेशन को सर थोड़ा सा सीखना चाहिए कि एक कंपनी में कम से कम 2-3 साल तो रहे 5-5 महीने में
Don't run behind the money. That is important.
थैंक यू सो मच सर आई विल बी इन टच सर आपसे टच में रहूंगा और वट एवर वी आर डूइंग एट डॉडल सर आई विल कीप ऑन टेकिंग फीडबैक्स फ्रॉम यू वेन एवर यू हैव टाइम सो वी आर डूइंग ए सिमिलर स्पेस सर, जैसे कि जो टेक्नोलॉजी यूज केसेस हैं उनको हम इंटरप्राइज को मतलब एजुकेट करते हैं कि आपके इंडस्ट्री में ये टेक्नोलॉजी चल रही है, इस टाइप का यूज केस है, और उनको हेल्प करते हैं कि वो अपने रिक्वायरमेंट को फ्रेम करें। और रिक्वायरमेंट को फ्रेम करने के बाद हम अपना खुद का रिसर्च करके वी से देम कि ये 2-3 प्रोडक्ट्स हैं जो उसमें फिट इन होते हैं। सो दिस इज व्हाट वी आर डूइंग सर ऑन आवर प्लेटफॉर्म। तो आई विल बी इन टच एंड विल कीप ऑन टेकिंग योर फीडबैक ऑन दिस सर।
Sure, Rishikesh. It will be pleasure for me.
थैंक यू सो मच सर, थैंक यू।
Thank you. Have a good day.
यू टू सर।